M.i.S.O online television, its associates and affiliates may not be liable for views expressed on this show. Viewer discretion advised.
You see, our security people operate like a village local defense people. If you get information that this man reported his wife's disappearance, did you keep an eye on him to see his conduct? What if he has landed on somebody's toys too? Because the Mafias keep an eye on you.
I see.
Yes. 3. What if he was going to be appointed
in some good
that's
position?
What they do. How do they discover? What's the source of information?
Police does not give those details.
I have heard that the security man. Security man, what if the security man killed the woman and dumped her there?
And disappeared? Yes.
Nabanja told me yesterday, I rang her. Nabanja explained the person who received that money, you said he was stage managed.
Yes.
She ordered
there
the
was
police.
An investigative kind of journalism.
She ordered the police to arrest the man. The man was arrested and made a statement. The district leaders of Hoima were arrested on instructions by Nakalema that they wanted to sell land. And their offices were ransacked to look for the evidence, the evidence and the land titles they had made. But the truth is, the leaders of Hoima district were approached by people who are close to Nakale, saying that Ruto, the deputy president of Kenya, wanted to invest in that land and they wanted to get it free.
That's why they are running.
But you see, are you saying that these were actually foreigners or purporting to be foreigners working in the front of the local mafias?
I don't know.
Yes.
Hey, those that are running out of
they are not running away. These were front.
The local mafia.
In fact,
is losing money.
Yes, the local mafias are keeping their money somewhere else.
I see.
Teribudde gatta dots.
Mbalamusizzaako mwena gye musinziro kubanga mulaba TM Online Television yenze Kanka Capital ndi ne mutabani wa Mole n'amatovu mirundi Joseph Tamale mirundi senior mu programu yaffe gye mumanyi obulungi eyitibwa Political Dose. Yatuddeyo dda okugaba dose y'olunaku olwaleero. Kakati ebitonotono by'owuliddeko nga sinaba kutandika programu enkulu mbategeezaako. Kampuni ya Kasamitala Kagwa Logistics Company ye kampuni erina woofiisi e China gy'osobola okutumya ekintu ne bw'oba omu ne bwe mubeera bangi ne bw'oba wadduka ne bw'oba wawaka ng'okitumiza butereevu China ne kikusuubulizibwa ku muwendo gwa busuubuzi ne bakitikka ne bakisasulira omusolo ne bakikuleetera mpaka w'oyagadde mu ggwanga Uganda. Kubira abakasamitala abasangibwa mu Gwanzu Bayun District ku Zoom Gang Road mu China, yogera nabo ku WhatsApp ku namba ze China ezo za kasamitala bajja kubanga bakuleetera ekintu kyonna kye wali agadde mu ggwanga Uganda. Ate wano mu Uganda eyetuukidde tanywa matabangufu genda ku Total Business Center edde wali Total opposite Jesco Building ojja kubanga osangawo office ya Kasamitala. Anateeraawo osobola okusindikirawo ssente, osobola okubuulizaawo ky'obuuza ekibuuzo, osobola n'okupiikingawo gwe yatumizza ebintu e China ne bireetebwa ne biteekebwawo. Kampuni ya Kasamitala yankizo nnyo kuba esasula omusolo, kusasulira omusolo n'ebyakkiriya ebyo ebyokusasula emisolo gya gavumenti ebyo nabyo n'obeera ng'obiwonye. Akati Kasamitala yennyambyeko kubanga mbatuusaako programu eno. Mama Mukisa owa Mukisa Habo Research Center, Mama Mukisa owa Mukisa Habo Research Center asangibwa Kisasi Kulambiro Kasaana Zone. ono yasinga obukugu mu kujjanjaba endwadde z'amaaso nga yeeyambisa eddagala lya wano erya habo. Maama Mukisa wanjawulo ne ku baana abazimbye emitwe nti bw'osobola okugenda ewa Maama Mukisa ojja kukitegeera nti Maama Mukisa ajja kukuyambako okuwonya obulwadde bwa hydrocephalus. Kati ate mmwe nga olutwe lwakufuukira olutwe gwe gwe batwala mu kooti nkya misana ggulo mwezi guno na guli yogerako ne Maama Mukisa mukuba akaama ak'enjawulo oyo mwekakasiza ddala ku nsonga z'emisango. Maama Mukisa mukubire essimu oba genda mu Kisaasi Kulambiro mu Kasaana zone onoonye Mukisa Herbal Research Center. Katutandikirewo ne mutabani wa Mmoli n'amatovu mirundi Joseph Tamale mirundi senior. Tubaaniriza nnyo mwebale kutulaba. Guzeyi Tamale mirundi muzukulu mutabani wa Mmoli n'amatovu mirundi ne John mirundi. Maama ogwo twasinga ennyo kwata Katonda amuwadde obuwangazi.
Yakyaliwo.
Katonda amuwadde obuwangazi. Muzeeyi gyebaleko ssebo. Ensonga z'eggwanga ezisinza okukwata akati. Twalabye Nabbanja akutte eggaali boda atudde atwala obubaka bingi nnyo. Gwe kennyini katutandikirawo muzeeyi olwaleero.
Omanyi obugole nabaga nti ekya Nabbanja kitegeeza ekintu kimu nti ekintu kye babanja gavumenti ya Museveni kitono. How can Nabbanja be popular when she's serving the same government? You would say that Nabbanja is popular because he is in a new government. But if Nabbanja is serving the same government, it means people still have hope in this government. Because when people reject you, there was a time when Moi appointed what he called a dream team, assembled all of prominent Kenyans in different fields, even those who had been fighting. But they failed to revamp the economy. Why? They had no support of the people. The regime has been discredited. Anything that Moi wanted to do was discredited. This is why when Uhuru Kenyatta came as a proxy, as sponsored by Moi, was rejected. But when he came alone, he was supported. Why? The Moi regime could not bring anything new. But in this case, because the people thought that it was an extension of the Moi government, who was hated. Why do people in Uganda get worried when they say Museveni is grooming his son? By grooming you, it means people can accept you. But if you are hated, he can only impose, Muhoozi can only come to power through a coup d'etat. And when it comes through a coup d'etat, our constitution does not allow it.
Coup d'etats do not come from sons.
Nti if Museveni is discredited, if people are tired of Museveni, if people are fed up with Museveni, then anything that Museveni supports would fail. This is what it means. People wouldn't be worried about Museveni grooming his son. Because grooming means I can have some powers to use it to come to power. Like Obasanjo in Nigeria. Obasanjo fell out with his vice president Atiku, but brought a little known Yaladua and made him president. Kakati chikutegeeza nti singa obadde oyina mukazi wo ng'akubonyaabonya nnyo n'afa, can you go back to the same family n'owasaayo?
Kizibu.
You only go back to the same family n'owasaayo if oba noona n'afaanana ng'ono.
Oli abadde akuyisa bulungi.
Kyobala mu Uganda bakugamba Museveni atulaga omusika. This is not a monarchy. But everybody, they think Museveni can anoint, can get the support of the population.
Engeri gyayisizaamu abantu obi muzeeyi. Isi ensonga lwaki abantu boyogera ku Muhoozi.
Abantu bubi tebaalikiriza ava mu famire ye.
Ate era bamuganda okyogerako abantu bakiwakanya.
Why are you worried about Muhoozi? If Muhoozi, by getting support from his father, who you call a discredited man, what would you get worried? Mwaliga ne bwamuleta. People are worried. Kakati gwetunuya proposal yaba opposition. But gundi yagambi leader of opposition. We must reinstate term limits. When you reinstate term limits, it means they will come when Museveni, after Museveni completes his term. And when Museveni comes back, it means he will have 2 terms of 5 years each. So Mpuga supports Museveni. Mpuga is not leveling the ground. Do you understand it? Mpuga does not believe that you can level the ground and defeat Museveni. Mpuga believes in term limits. But when you reinstate term limits, I've never seen a system where a president must be there for 4 years only. A president must have 2 terms, whether 4 years, whether 3 years. You can only reduce, or you can have a single term for 7 years. But here, Mpuga himself, an opposition leader, whom you would believe that he is eyeing the presidency, does not see any chances of defeating Museveni apart from imposing term limits. Kakati kyenkugambi, twavudde kuki? Nkugambi, to 1 point.
Muhozi.
Ekikutegeeza Nabbanja. Nti why people are excited about Nabbanja. Kitegeeza, the policies of Museveni are not bad. Museveni's system is not hated. What Museveni people are concerned about Museveni, service delivery.
Yes, people are not seeing the services
the people
coming
Museveni
through.
appoint ministers. Those who are charged with the service delivery. These are the people are tired of.
Yebzeine erabidde nnyo omukwano gwo okubagizaako famire ya mukwano gwo BMK. Mazima.
BMK abadde mukwano gwange nnyo. But for me, when people die, I live with the other masqueraders to come up. Nze seeraga. Nabagambye nti omukwano ne bwe baali bangoba mu State House, bagamba President nti I raise money by calling businessmen. I go to businessmen and deceive them that Museveni has send me there to collect money. When Museveni asked them to substantiate, they gave the name of BMK. I knew BMK very well. How did we come into contact? There was a time when General Parts had failed to pay his loans to Uganda Commercial Bank. But it was close to the then Vice President Kiseka. Kiseka wrote a letter to the Minister of Commerce, and then the late Paul Etiang, that the only way to enable this money to pay Uganda Commercial Bank is the debts that amounted to about 6 billion, was to impose a ban on all the spare parts. That this money was not selling because the market was flooded with all the spare parts. I got that letter from Kiseka before the implementation, and I went to BMK. BMK convened a meeting of all stakeholders in the those who are selling
all the spare parts.
This is when we became friends. BMK gave me an offer with my family, and whenever I wanted to go and have to eat in his hotel, which the offer I did not take it. I'm not interested in depleting somebody's resources. The second one, every 3 months, I've been going to his shop and get, or somewhere else, and get a suit. On Tuesday, on my TV program, I'm going to don one of the BMK suits. There was a time when Museveni wanted to arrest BMK because a widow belonging to a former minister, Kasera Chibirangu, told the president that this man had grabbed land. They had bought land from them, but he did not return the land title and had taken more than what they had sold him. I went to him and told him, now, whether there is evidence or not, give this woman 1 billion. Which this man did. It tells you how they respect. Olabe emotoka yange y'omuzimu gwa kitange. Benzi. Najijja kuyo musajja. BMK told me his father liked a 4-4. He found it in South Africa, a red one, bought it, and has always been parked at the Hotel Africana. It was not moving. He just parked there as remembrance for the type of vehicle his father wanted. Lumuyangama, he was borrowing. There was a better off man at his time when he was involved in the cattle buying. This man used to lend him as a poor person his shirts, trousers, and what, and especially jacket to keep him warm. He told me when he became a rich man, the man came and told him, "Omukisa gwange go agutwala," and has been giving him a monthly salary. But what do we learn from people like BMK? There are 4 issues that we should learn from people like BMK. Unlike other businessmen, BMK has not been quoting ministers, big people in the government, and soldiers. Because Ugandan is fear that if we want to avoid to pay taxes, use the powerful people.
Hey, you should involve them in your business.
Yes.
To evade taxes.
Especially soldiers.
I see.
That's why in many cases, you find in Mulowoza, I've been telling them, a businessman who involves himself in a business with soldiers, 2 things happen. He dies a mysterious death. 2, he creates some sort of impunity, moves with the soldiers, military police, what? This is why you saw Eric Tumine quarreling, humiliating Lieutenant General Angina, a rank to Furu General in the full land of Chirumira. So that Kaki was involving soldiers. Muroza was involving soldiers. Because the soldiers cannot operate businesses, they hide.
Without intimidation.
Yes. They don't pay taxes, but eventually, once you lose the power, you fall out with them, then the tax man will come because the records are there. Yes. This is what is happening in Africa. The government can look the other way as long as you are powerful. When you lose that political immunity, you enjoy. Then the Uganda Revenue Authority can come and force you to pay arrears. With the records. 2, in Uganda, many companies, private companies, don't have to leave regimes. Why? Because they are private companies by name. Because they don't have shareholders. These are family companies. What they do is they rely on people in the government, influential peddling. In other words, they are parastatals because they depend on handouts. Are you saying BMK did nothing of that? Yes. Of the sort? When you look at Mukata's technical services, do you think Mukata's does not have excavators? Do you think Mukata's does not have tractors? Yes. You go to Muroza's place. He would hire those who got jobs from Yinula, but who had no machines. I see. A person who does not have machines can get a job in Yinula to construct a road, and he sells it or hires those who have machines. I see. So even if this government also goes, all of those companies that are doing risky business now will collapse. So the very few people like the Mulwanas, Mulwana, Wava Munno, what others that are which outlived the regimes is Mulwana and Wava Munno. We are heirs. Do you think BMK will outlive this regime? Yes, I think so. But his challenge is that I've been using family members. I see. His brothers and sisters. I don't know that once a young man takes over, his son takes over. He will accord the same respect. Their brother has been according to them. Because they started there together. They knew where he started. But these children, with the influence of their mothers, and he's a Muslim, with the different waves, I think Kkwo can erupt. Of course. 3, this man was depending on financial prudence by having the best service in town. And not being directly involved. Why is it that Africana Hotel Africana attracts conferences I think it is because of services.
We had thought that it is because of government connections.
No. Why don't they go? In fact, let me tell you, in Uganda, once you have a company and you are a powerful man in government, you cannot get government business. At one time when Bidandi was a powerful minister in government, a person, an aide in the ministry went to Bidandi and he told Bidandi, if you want this business, I will take a 20% of the money. Bidandi could not understand it. That a minister to pay a junior person. Bidandi said no. What happened? The business was taken to somebody else. Bokenya, when he was Katomi, when he was the vice president, many meetings were held in Katomi. At one time, opposition meetings were held in Katomi. Because Bokenya wanted to show that by using his facilities, he would play a role in opposition politics.
I see.
Does he have businesses now?
I'm not
Except
sure.
those who want to see the wreck.
I see.
But otherwise, Katomi is not there. You see these people. No, busy. It is only Chigongo. I think Chigongo.
The national vice chairperson.
Yes, operates like who? Chigongo operates like a BMK. He leaves the market forces to determine. Chigongo does not get business even in Chogam. Chigongo's water was not considered. I'm telling you.
But
you ask him.
Mzee, your argument that when you're in government you don't get business.
No, because they fear that how can you go to Chigongo and detect it? Detect money.
I see.
When I was in the State House, even when, do you know that we moved with the president on land through Kenya to Tanzania? But the president told them, don't accompany me with the oil tank. When you look, when you see, especially during our time, but Museveni realized that one of his vehicles had been damaged by fuel. And the argument was that the tanker was leaking. Museveni's convoy was always the last vehicle on Museveni's convoy was
a fuel tank.
A fuel tank. I asked these people, what will happen if you are involved in an accident? But the argument was, why do they move with their oil? If you go to an area and you want to cheat to save money, are you sure that the owners of those petrol stations can they accept that I've sold to you 10,000 liters of fuel
when they have sold to me 5,000?
Yes, they feared. They feared, and this is why you people, you don't understand why these big companies are collapsing. The problem
That's
is
a big question, Mzee.
The problem is the IGG. To avoid the IGG and monitoring, what those people who have money have done is that they have created their supermarkets at home. They don't buy Ugandan items. They bring containers
and hide them
and put them in their compounds.
I see.
So when a man wants water, he does not drink Rwenzori. It's imported from China.
I see.
When this man he does not buy anything. When you go to powerful people in this government and you are very observant like me, you'll find a container put somewhere.
I see.
It contains all the items of the family.
I see.
So they don't buy. In fact, I explained this to
because Mzee, people are wondering why AfriCell, why game, why everyone is running out of this country.
Who would buy there? Because what they don't know, they don't study the market. Why have supermarkets failed? Supermarkets have failed. Why? The giant ones. Why? One, there is no kulamuza in the supermarket.
You can't bargain.
You can't bargain.
I see.
They don't give credit.
However much you buy there.
Even if you are the biggest buyer, the largest customer, they don't give mabugo.
I see.
Yes.
No condolence message from your biggest shopping mall.
Yes. These supermarkets, they don't give mabugo. There is no kulamuza. They give no credit.
Are those solid reasons for disappearance of multinationals?
Yes.
Are you serious?
Kulamuza, I'm telling you. There is no kulamuza. And look at the current time. Those who buy in supermarkets, these are salaried people. That once I get my salary, in Kenya they call it Sukuma Wiki. Sukuma Wiki means that the man who gets his wage buys the vegetables and maize flour that push him
up to the next salary.
Sukuma ya wiki, kusukuma is to push.
I see.
Kakati mu Uganda, if these mafias do not in tamper in the private sector, Ugandans get money every day.
I see.
Ugandans, in fact, in many cases, refrigerators are just for prestige and decorations.
I see.
A man who buys
put in the sitting room
half a
for
kilo
visitors
of
to
meat
see.
Every day, what is he to store there? In fact, when you open these refrigerators, you will find water.
I see.
Otherwise, a person, a Ugandan,
has nothing
does
to
not
keep
go
in
to the market once.
I see.
We are not wage earners. When you go to Kenya, when you go to Zambia on the weekends, because these are wage earners. When you go to Kenya on the 26th, 27th, bars are filled to capacity.
When? December?
No. Every month.
Every month of
after receiving a salary.
26th.
But the civil service in Uganda is very tiny.
I see.
People are drinking every day. Why? We work in the informal sector.
We earn every day.
Yes, I told you that Bobby Wine's supporters were younger people who are working in the private sector, who are working in the markets, who are riding borders, who are a target of government intervention every time.
Taxi touts who are ever on the list of parliamentary discussions.
The Museveni's people like Gusasira and others cannot beat this man because those who support Bobby Wine, who want liberation, who fear the government, are in the private sector. By border, by taxi, so they want Bobby Wine to come.
I see.
And because they get money every day, they go to the entertainment industry.
I see.
When you see a country that is going through economic problems, the entertainment industry booms.
I see.
This is why in Congo, during the dictatorial regime of
the French,
every Congolese was a singer. Why? The Belgians treated them badly, and the dictatorial regimes that succeeded the Belgians. In Uganda, the entertainment industry is booming. Why? Because solo.
I see.
And you hear, Bano, Mbuno Bwana, Agegenya, nene bayingira, an idiot. Agegenya Museveni bayingira, neku weddings. We are waiting His Excellency to arrive. This man. And you see people clapping. Stupidity. Why? Because entertainment industry helps the boss. Those who are well off and those who are poor.
I see.
People say, okay, where do I go? At least let me go and enjoy. I know I will never construct a house. I cannot buy a plot. But let me also enjoy.
Life.
Let me
have some part of life.
This is why the industry is booming.
I see.
So these companies are going away because they lack the current.
But Mzee, there is a theory among the population that wherever you see big multinationals living, the country is bound to face a war.
No. That's not true.
That
they
instability is about to come to a country. That's why they are running.
But you see, are you saying that these were actually foreigners, or purporting to be foreigners working in the fronts of the local mafias?
I don't know.
Yes.
Hey, those that are running out of
they are not running away. These were fronts.
The local mafia.
In fact,
is losing money.
Yes, the local mafias are keeping their money somewhere else.
I see.
That's what I say. I think these were not businesses. No, they were sustained by corruption in the government.
I see.
Kubanga bibabadde batwala abaana ebweru. Business zonna zaabwe.
Mpulira.
Era nabagamba what exposed these people that they lack trust in our education. Have you ever seen a son or a daughter of an influential man in the government or a minister of Asinze mu Uganda? Yes. They have messed up with our education system. That's why their children are not here. And this is the reason why we have a lot of rampant corruption in the government. Because their children are abroad, they buy houses there, they have their residence there. So They are running families in an expensive country.
They have dual citizenship.
It is not
The costs of running
they are not
families
only
in
taking
different countries.
brains abroad, but even the resources.
Hey.
That's why the American government can tell you travel ban. A travel ban means you must come back, your relatives must come back. You cannot transact business in America and its allies. Why do they invoke this? They know
that you have
yes,
you're repatriating resources
yes,
for any country.
Kakati ku Nabbanja nkugamba tekyokubiri Nabbanja abakulembeze bonna ng'ensi ekyabaagala bwe batandika ti Museveni went to Kawempe and bought ekitanda. Did he go back to buy one for his children?
Only we saw that.
Yes.
Maybe he ordered.
No. The reason is security moves in.
I see.
The moment you become a leader, you lose your personal privileges. Who will allow Nabbanja to ride on borders? What will is her security details say? That this woman, what if the Prime Minister follows off
a border.
On a border? So they have to intervene. One, she will not do it.
Maybe it was a symbol, just for a time.
No, she's just starting, but security will move in. If Museveni's injured finger can cause trouble. There was a time when Museveni had a problem with his toy, and I argued that he's a president of Uganda metallic.
No.
He follows the sick.
Of course.
He's a human being like you. But when one man, two people, Habyarimanda and Ntibantuganya died in a plane crash. What happened? 1 million people died. So a leader, once you become a leader, the security takes over the responsibility.
You lose the personal privileges.
The Pope has been the most expensive Pope. When the Pope came, when we visited the Vatican, we are told that the Pope, where the Pope stays, there was a taxi stage where these ordinary people were parking to enter the Vatican. But security chased them away. What did the Pope say? The Pope said, "Where are my people?" They were taken away because of security. He told them to come back. When he boarded a plane, on his way to South Korea, he even wedded a couple
on a plane. I saw the picture.
But do you think that people, all of the people who were in that plane were all passengers? Security people had to move in. You could say half of the group. So when you appear to be simple, you may happen to be more expensive.
Then you would have stayed with the privileges.
Yes. But I know you will be prevailed over too. Abaganda baganti obugole. Sebusirwa akagole kadira obugole ne kabuyita obuki? Obuganzi. You see, time will come. Ate bamulwanyisa. Nabbanja told me yesterday, I rang her. Nabbanja explained the person who received that money, you said he was stage managed.
Yes.
She ordered the police.
There was an investigative kind of journalism.
She ordered the police to arrest the man. The man was arrested and made a statement. It was true that he had earlier worked
as a border guy.
No, earlier worked in that office. They claimed when COVID came, they were reduced, and the boys started riding border.
Hey. This man who was said to have received the money, the money first, had worked in the office, but later left.
Yes, COVID, she was reduced when they said...
according to President Museveni's percentage. So the man lost his job. This is when he started riding. But the newspaper people just did not clarify this. We have not heard from any newspaper that Nabbanja directed the police to trace this man and make a statement. I'm just hearing it from you.
Yes. Two, the man told Nabbanja that the 100,000 I received, I even bought seeds because I had nothing to do. And now I'm doubling. as a border rider and I'm planting.
I see.
Kati ekyo Abamawulire ba Uganda tebayinza kikubuulira.
Yeye atalina publicity.
Ne bwana
no, nga takibabuulidde.
Second was the speaker and became a vice president. As the speaker was making rulings, do you know why second feared to venture into parliament?
No.
When he became also a member, not a speaker, he would be overruled.
Like he used to do.
Yeah, for today, you tell Kadaga to go back to parliament as an ordinary member.
And you debate.
You'll be humiliated.
By Olw'Embeera himself.
There are no specific rules. It depends on the mood of the speaker.
I see.
This is the problem. That's why for us, a man like me, that having been under Museveni, to take me and the minister.
In a very strategic
when
position.
When you're Minister of Foreign Affairs, and you become an ambassador, do you know what it means?
No.
You are now under the permanent secretary.
I see.
And I hear, do you know that they are attacking this young man called Ayebare? They are choosing Ayebare of working with Rwanda. But you people, Ayebare is the most celebrated diplomat we have.
I see.
Ayebare played a crucial role in the peaceful transition in Burundi. But now I hear they are attacking him. I don't know whose toys he stepped on.
But his role working in Burundi, how does it concern Uganda?
Anti Nkubuulira, yali mu UN, Ayebare has been appointed on because of his journalistic background. Ayebare has been a celebrated diplomat. He was an editor of Marketplace, a small newspaper. At one time they wanted to kill him. The newspaper belonged to Kkwo. Kkwo had been sacked from being the head of Coffee Marketing Board. Yes. So Kkwo, this man had a small newspaper called the Marketplace. But the way he graduated is related to Muhwezi. He's a brother-in-law of Muhwezi. I think his problem has been Muhwezi's problem of this Russian company that is supposed to levy taxes from our vehicles. I think has created trouble. But spare the younger man. Spare the younger man. This man did not become Minister of Foreign Affairs.
Do they have evidence of him?
The Minister of Foreign Affairs, people in Minister of Foreign Affairs, this man has overshadowed them.
Do they have evidence against him for working with Rwanda?
I'm telling you.
They're just intimidating him.
They have been hearing. They have started targeting him. And I'm appealing, I'm making an appeal. Please, at least spare that young man. Yes. Kakati ekyokusatu nti nabbanja ba president babikola. The late King Hussein of Jordan, he used to move in a taxi at night to drive himself a taxi to hear what the people were talking about to the government. What about Muhammad Mutala, who is named Muhammad Mutala International Airport in Nigeria? Mutala was conducting himself like a Nabanja. Mutala one time raided the post office, claiming that he had a what? He had a parcel. These people didn't know Mutala. Mutala was a short man like you. And he did not put on a military uniform. And you know the portraits of presidents don't reflect the way they look. Even the posters in an election of a woman, they are different from. Yes, they are different from the
we have seen it here in Kampala.
Yes, they are
when you meet them physically, you can't identify them by
even
their posters.
Ugandan musicians, women, when you look at the advertisement, you get the appetite of seeing her physically. But when you see her physically, you run away. Even if bana bavuka bebaita mu mbuzi badira embuzi ne bazipainting ne bategeera nti black egenda mangu. But when you are taking it to a function and the rain rains and it takes away the color, the artificial color, you can run away from the vehicle. Mutala raided the post office and one of the managers demanded a bribe from him. Didn't know that he was the president. He said no. He moved it to another desk. It was harsh. Slapped the president. Mutala sealed off the post office building. Managers jumped out of their windows to their desks. But did Mutala last 2 days? Mutala was assassinated.
I see.
Mutala was assassinated.
I see.
Because corruption was strongly entrenched.
I see.
Yes. So Nabanja should move cautiously. But what is important?
And that does not stop you from doing the right thing.
What is important for me, let me tell you. People know that I'm a reading support of Museveni. Although he does not give me anything.
You are Musevenist.
I'm a Musevenist.
We hear that.
They did not give me anything during the campaign. I was not facilitated. And I know the reason why. They don't want to start a precedent. Me, I understand the feelings of the people. If this man says he will never work with us, what precedent is he creating? But you should know. Be apologetic.
I see.
Yes. You say that
realize that it was important to
this
you.
Man, we humiliated him. But you cannot start at the same time that I should tolerate humiliation. You have hired thugs to kill me, battered my son, targeted my wife. Then how can we work together?
I see.
And I've seen those who come back to work with you, how they end.
Mzee, I want to end with this. There is this case that is disturbing everyone's head of Francis Onebe, who they say they found a body of his wife in a septic tank.
Onebe, this is the second time. The second time there was also a young man, it's called who? Whose girlfriend is found in. What, do you see? We look at the two issues. One, how did they discover? What was the source of information?
Police does not give those details.
I have heard that the security man. Security man, what if the security man killed the woman and dumped her there?
And disappeared.
Yes.
Because
how
they
long?
say the security man
Why did the security man has been? If the information has been revealed by the security man, how has he kept this information for this long?
Yeah, did disappear.
Considering evidence is also a crime.
I see.
Yes. And they say in law, you cannot convict somebody on a co-accused evidence unless that evidence is corroborated by another source.
I see.
Two, when I looked at this man works in an accountancy firm, a financial firm that audits. What if he has landed on somebody's toys? Two, because the Mafias keep an eye on you.
I see.
Yes. Three, what if he was going to be appointed
in some good
that's
position?
That's what they do. Yes. But Amawulire was going to be appointed Minister of Justice. They hired the people to turn his name, to her name.
But I'm wondering,
the betting system.
If the appointment happens now, and
it cannot happen now. No, it cannot happen now. Three, you see our security people operate like a village local defense people. If you get information that this man reported his wife's disappearance, did you keep an eye on him to see his conduct? Are we having the publicity for the first time, or did we get the publicity earlier?
A little bit earlier.
Yes. Two, you should not arrest this man. Allow him to remain a suspect, but don't put him in custody. Why? This is when you should know his movements.
I see.
He will ring people. He will try to talk to this man and this, the collaborators.
Police said he was planning to go out of the country.
No.
They can't let him leave the country.
How? That is not true. If he is going to, he was fleeing. Then what has happened? What are they waiting for? Don't you remember a police officer who went and killed his wife and came back and reported? There was a police officer in Teso. Killed his wife during a domestic quarrel and went to Teso. So, homicide, domestic death, in fact in the US is not taken as serious as well. Because marriage depends on anger, emotions and what. But we are now getting the second case.
Yes.
Of putting people. You see, for me, why I come in to explain the issues is that I will be able to target.
One day.
Yes. Do you know the main reason why I did not go to President's office? In spite of Tumwebaze's directive that I should be placed in a group which does not get salaries. My office, I was placed near Saleh's office. They could have said, this man we have found grenades in his office. Me, I know them. I know how malicious they are. I know them.
I see.
For example, let me give you.
Are they malicious to that extent?
Yes. Let me give you an example. The district leaders of Hoima were arrested on instructions by Nakalema that they wanted to sell land. And their offices were ransacked to look for the evidence, the evidence and the land titles they had made. But the truth is, the leaders of Hoima district were approached by people who are close to Nakalema, saying that Ruto, the deputy president of Kenya, wanted to invest in that land and they wanted to get it free. These people said, the district leaders, you see, when an investor comes and the land belongs to government, that you apply in the land commission. When you apply to the land commission, what happens? The users, the current users, give you a what we call it what that they don't need it. They write to the land commission. Normally, such a people get bribes to give you a no option. We don't need it. We welcome the investor. But in this case, they wanted to get a bribe without involving Bwebujozi, Mbubabalye, Baba Nakalema, Balye Sente, about this week. Nebuli buli muntu yenna mu kitundu mu Uganda yonna munagenda mu mujoga. Nga buli omu mu mujoga. Je, anger is being generated from different circles.
Investor munene azze.
Abasajja be Hoima.
District balina mulabako.
Abasajja be Hoima.
Bali balye sente.
If it is really Ruto, let us meet Ruto.
If he wants the land.
And be clear that this is the man who wants to sell. But a man called Kasiri, the former minister of lands, I don't know where he's still a minister, when he's alleged to have gone to Kenya, waited in a hotel to be a broker with Ruto. Ruto did not see him. Kati Nakalema na abakwat. Nakalema is generating anger. Nakalema is generating anger. Although she's getting artificial protection from the media.
I see.
But Ugandan media is so tiny. I have more influence and the political crowd than the other newspapers
all
combined.
Of them combined.
I'm more following because these days we don't argue.
Yes.
Yes.
You only watch what is happening on social media.
Social media.
Yes.
Yes.
What is your following?
What is my following? I have more followers than your newspapers combined.
I see.
I do follow your newspapers.
I see.
Kakati nkubulira nti abasajja be Hoima baba wakutene babasiba. Leaders of Hoima. Naye ensonga gye baba waki ndala. Bo baagala bakwate sente bagende waluto bo balye. That's your problem. Malice and greed. Why do you believe that those of us we don't want money? Mama kama muzagala. Mama werera abana bafu. Nti fe twajja kubanikira talanga bali. Twajja tubafukirire. No. Politics is sharing.
I see.
If this chairperson of the Hoima has got an opportunity
to meet an investor,
to get something, give it to him.
I see.
I see. I make a lunatic.
I see.
I'm telling you. Because these people, they are very greedy. We want money like you.
I see.
We have children like you.
You have responsibilities.
We have families like you. Why do you believe doesn't he have a salary? Why? How much is this salary you are talking about? I can smash somebody. When somebody comes to me and talks about the salary, I can smash your head.
I see.
$1 million Zoyogerako. It's shameless.
I see.
You should cover your head in the sun. It's shameless. That a man like me, we're talking about the salary of 1 million. When I know advisors who get 50 million, when I'm more qualified than them. So, do you think that we don't get annoyed? Abaganda bagamba nti buzalenge. When you become old, you start evaluating things. Bano batujoga. A younger man doesn't know. But when
of
you
course
reach
you
at
think
my
you have
age,
a chance.
we wake up early and abaganda bakiyita omubiri okwogera n'omwoyo. You are talking alone. Why do I get 1 million salary? And when somebody is getting 50 million, nze nabakola ki?
You are in the same.
Nina kubeera muwanda weya ya muntu.
You have the same political title.
I have to be a hunting dog for somebody. Why don't I get a budget? Why am I always under somebody's rugosi, somebody's underpants?
I see.
So this is where we go wrong. Politics is for sharing, but these leaders of Hoima have, and you see, a comera is very humiliating.
Yes.
Abaganda baganti akwagaliza comera akiri omulogo.
I see.
A comera, this is when you are humiliated, you are leveled.
To the bone
you
man.
Find the people, you share with the people, you share kidoli. Nga nakalema nsibayo, musole doli. Tegoyinza kuwangala. Nakalema mulagako. Ne ogenda nga mukwata abantu bembasiba. You want money, you want a job, you put somebody in the prison, gwe nakalema olukwata abantu nga gwe bakusiba. Ne bwoguwangula omusango. Ng'ataddewo omulala.
Abamawulire nga bakubye edda.
Nga bakuwano n'enkoto w'amawulire. I hate journalists in Uganda.
I see.
Do I give interviews to journalists in Uganda? Me. If I grab one, I can strangle you.
I see.
Bwankuba. But being up when you see low-educated journalists and the poor journalists are very vindictive.
I see.
They think that for us who have succeeded, we stole their luck.
I see.
Problem kisa jao. Bukulaba ni fitina ni bukula butini buku akakugude kuko nani bukunonya ni bukula. That's the problem. So, kakati, this is how I look at these things. Indeed, my observation about
this Onebe case.
This should be an eye-opener to government. Indeed, although many people see me as a Museveni supporter, as a defender, I have a following. Nabanja has attracted excitement from the population. What? This means that the problem, if we are treating a patient, is the drug is wrong. The moment you get the right drug, the sickness can be recovered. I know that this government can be reformed. Yes.
Are you serious?
Yes.
With all these atrocities,
I'm telling
can this
you,
government revamp its
the
image?
problem is inside the government.
I see.
This government is very unique.
But it needs an overhaul.
It does not have,
starting from the head of state.
It does not have an opposition. Let me give you an example. In Masaka, a younger girl, the daughter of Hajati, the Hajati who owns this hotel, Boulevard, was second to Mpuga. On her first time, Mpuga defeated the girl with the 1,000 margin. You'd expect that the president will reward her, or the system will reward her. Yes. She has been neglected.
And you see in Masaka, it is highly dominated by Democratic Party.
Kakati, muwala wa Sempija yaliyo.
Namere.
We are going to shaping their future politics.
Namere.
Hey,
I had that.
University that TV.
Yes,
she's creating a TV there. Netata we agwa naye kubya bavuka nagwa naye ono omuwala ye bamusayire nsinze.
I see.
There is no political system that does this.
I even had a rumor that she has collected enough money from Emyoga.
Ntinze mirundi.
She was a broker in a Emyoga project.
Ne programu zange nze zekolerako. Ne motoka yange je ntambuliremu, I pay for the transport.
Yes.
Me in any political system you treat me like what? Like me?
For all those years.
Yes. Having delivered the committee, you know, Kubanga, I have to tolerate to be humiliated. No. That's not a system. Nziriyo nkolini tumwebaze bamujja kati banzije yeyo ate bantwale mu new vision ate kati bakanyuka obaluddawa. No.
Mzee, no. Are you saying Namere has no strategy to revamp the political situation in Masaka? Being
transferred from one office to another is not bad, but you cannot first malign me.
I see.
Yes, this is a problem.
That's very important.
I'm not opposed to being transferred. No. You cannot humiliate me and we work together. You have subjected me to all sorts of humiliation. Subjected me to 6 months maliciously. Switch off my program. What if you succeeded? What if Tumwebaza had succeeded? I would be rotting in my village.
You wouldn't be qualified for any position.
Need Mulimba. Obate mumpaka antuko na nange siyinza kudda.
Balekeyo.
Yes, balekeyo. Nete muyinza kututulitinga bwe mutyo. Nti there is no apologetic approach mu bana abakukoze ebyo. It should you who should kneel before them. I walk on naked. I remove in tatters. I go home and make a bricks. Nesijabadam.
Mpulira.
No, I cannot tolerate that arrogance.
Oze noyogera ku kintu kya Namere kino. Ekya muwala wa Sempijja. Sincerely, is she the right candidate to do the politics of Masaka?
You cannot tell a rich man that you don't know how to handle your money. You cannot tell Museveni on how to run politics. But I know in government there are many factions in politics. Yes, some are eyeing Museveni's succession. There are several factions. But the population on the ground. Of course, politics is numbers. This girl has the numbers.
I see.
Yes. Namere does not have the numbers or any other person.
Yes.
And he is not likely to get the numbers.
This girl proved to you by competing with Impuga.
The feeling of the people is that you have already taken your share. Your father is a minister. I'm not talking about Namere alone, and I'm not to these people. What I'm telling you, that this example of massacre can be reflected everywhere nationally.
Yes.
Even if you you work for this
people.
government, as long as you have refused to be an additional testicle in somebody's underpants, you must not be given money. You must be facilitated. Ngokiriza bakujoge, kukiriza bakujoge mu government. Accept to be humiliated. Ngoli naffe. Tuleke tukuyambe. I will go naked. I will go naked. Listen to kola nabajozi.
Okay.
They'll be humiliated? No.
Okay.
Can't be humiliated.
Bwetyo bwetutambudde n'ekitundu kyaffe kino Muzeeyi Tamale Mirundi mutabani wa Mole n'amatovu Mirundi. Bwetyo bwetutambudde.
Nja kuba ebiraka mu mpale. Naye sinza kuddamu kukola. You see the problem?
Museveni waba yakuyise.
Anti ye president alowooza. Nti. President alowooza. Nti we can die to support him. No. If I know that being in government shortens my life, bajja kumpa obutwa. What will Museveni say? Museveni yakwata milioni 10 aziwe family yange. Abana bange bakulenga ba orphanage. Can I work with this group that is determined to finish me?
Basomere ku milioni 10.
If we are fair, why don't you give me a budget? I'm operating programs. Why don't you give me a budget? No. There's no budget. You must be a hunting dog for somebody. Nedda sikoma mu government kunzita. Ye Museveni asindika mabugo n'abana bange baleme kusoma bani abasoma. Hapana. I can serve him. If he wants somebody to be done, he can facilitate me. But working in government in an official capacity, I cannot.
I see.
Bajja kunzita. I rather remain poor and look after my children.
I see.
Than working in a government where factions agitating to kill me.
I see.
Sisobola.
Okay, bwetyo butambudde olunaku olwaleero tubasiibudde mweraba.
Abange tufukamire ffenna twebaze Katonda alyoka akulembere eno eddemu emirembe. Tufukamire tusabe twebaze Omutonzi alyoka akulembere eno eddemu emirembe. Tufukamire ffenna twebaze Katonda alyoka akulembere eno eddemu emirembe. Tufukamire tusabe twebaze Omutonzi alyoka akulembere eno eddemu emirembe. Abange tufukamire ffenna twebaze Katonda alyoka akulembere eno eddemu emirembe. Tufukamire tusabe